Hey, BJ Rains here for BlueTurfSports.com, coming to you from the media workroom here at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in the Condesa Ballroom here in Las Vegas. We get set for Mountain West Media Days. They'll get going on Tuesday. A lot of storylines for Boise State, a lot of questions out there. We took some Twitter questions at Blue Turf Sports and asked you what your questions were going into Mountain West Media Days. Wanted to take a quick minute and answer a couple of those. The first one said, what was the biggest concern going into fall camp? Mine would have to be the backup running back position right now. You've got, obviously, Jeremy McNichols, who's established as the starter, but the Broncos certainly need someone to step up, and they don't have a lot of proven depth at backup. I think a true freshman could come in and play, whether it's Alexander Madison or Robert Mahone. And then you have two other guys in Devin Demas and Corey Young, who really haven't done a whole lot with chances they've gotten. Corey Young's obviously a young guy, so he hasn't gotten a lot of chances. But to me, I think the backup running back spot is a big concern, as well as the backup spots in the secondary. I think the depth in the secondary is a huge concern for the Broncos right now. They're okay at the starters. You feel pretty good about the four guys out there, but behind them, just not a lot of depth, and you have to be a little bit concerned about that as well. I was asked Tyler Horton or Ray Ford, who's going to start at the second corner spot. Right now, you have to say it's probably Tyler Horton. He was a freshman last year, played in 12 games, started 2 games. You have to like what you saw from Tyler Horton last year. I think both guys will play. They'll obviously battle through fall camp, but I would be surprised if Ray Ford, who is a junior college transfer, is a senior this year, don't think he's going to get the nod. I would expect it to be the sophomore Tyler Horton, who, again, played as a true freshman last year. They knew they were going to need him this year. He got some experience. I expect Tyler Horton to be ready to go. I was asked if the defense between Marcel Yates and Andy Avalos, how's it going to be similar? How's it going to be the same? And, you know, when you look at it, really a lot of people had some complaints about the defense run by Andy Avalos. Didn't think that he blitzed a lot, and there was kind of, bend but don't break type model. I think you're going to see more pressure from Andy Avalos. He's obviously a guy, the coaches, the linebackers as well, and talking to some of the linebackers, they feel like he's a guy that is going to apply some more pressure, is going to put more onus on the players to make some plays and give them some more responsibility. So don't know until we see him out there in games for sure, but if I had to guess, I would say the biggest difference is you're probably going to see a little more pressure from his defense. True freshman out there that could play. I was asked about that. Two that immediately come to mind, Jabari Watson, a defensive lineman, as well as I mentioned Alexander Madison, a running back. I think there's a number of true freshmen that could get in the mix, especially on that defensive line where they lost 9 guys from last year's team. But if they had to ask me right now to pick a couple, I think Jabari Watson on the defensive line and running back Alexander Madison are 2 guys, in my opinion, that have a chance to play right away. I was asked on Twitter as well, at Blue Turf Sports. Make sure you're following that, by the way. Who's going to start at left tackle for this team? My guess right now is Archie Lewis. I think Archie Lewis is a guy that played some left tackle, and Riso Diambo was hurt last year. He's been kind of a super sub, played some different spots, but the time is now for Archie Lewis, I think, to step up and play left tackle. To me, the question is, what's the rest of the line look like? Who's your center? Marcus Henry obviously gone. He's now in NFL training camp, so who's the center? Is it Mason Hampton? Do they move somebody like Stephen Baggett over to play center? And then what happens on the right side of the line? A guy like Will Adams transferring in from Auburn, a graduate transfer for his final season. I don't think Will Adams transfers to Boise State from Auburn if he doesn't expect to get a lot of playing time. So where does he fit in the line as well? I think it's going to be really interesting to watch out. And the final question in terms of Mountain West Media Days, somebody asked if San Diego State was going to be the favorite to win the league. Well, they don't do it that way. They only pick winners to pick the divisions. So I certainly think San Diego State is going to be favored to pick to win the West Division. I think Boise State will be picked to win the Mountain Division. We'll find out again Tuesday morning exactly how much they are favorites, but we won't have an overall favorite. But I think those 2 teams certainly will be the favorites, will be picked by the media, could be destined to meet at the end of the season in the Mountain West Championship game. And tell you what, could be pretty cool if both those teams are undefeated or only have 1 loss on the line, what the possibilities could be for that game and the implications it could have on not only the Mountain West, but the CFP, the New Year's Six Bowl. If both these teams win their games, take care of business like a lot of people expect them to, Phil Steele, a lot of different people, this could be a special year for the Mountain West, could be a special year for Boise State and San Diego State. Keep it here at BlueTurfSports.com. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at BJ Rains. Don't forget to like the Blue Turf Sports Facebook page. We'll be doing some Facebook Live stuff throughout the media days there. Follow Blue Turf Sports on Twitter at Blue Turf Sports as well. And again, keep it at BlueTurfSports.com. Read the Idaho Press Tribune. ESPN Boise will have some coverage as well. Appreciate you for following us along here from what should be a couple fun days at Mountain West Media Days. I'm BJ Rains, and we'll talk to you soon.